Tyler Fisher, the nigga from New York.
Yeah.
Y'all seen him before?
Who that is, no.
That nigga is a murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He obliterates, like, bro, it's
something crazy.
Bro, it's insane. Like, it's literally, it was one night everybody was just eating a dick and little boy. Yeah, I mean, eating a dick.
Yeah.
And bro went up and he bodied the crowd so hard. I was like, oh, they're back. And I was like, oh, no, they just liked him.
Yeah.
I went up there and just ate a dick.
It's so
dog.
funny when you watch, like, when you're watching, like, a bad room and, like, somebody starts doing good, you go, I'm going to fucking rip. And then you go up there and then it's just the exact.
Oh, they still suck. You're just really good at this.
Yeah, you go, I'm different. I'm going to be the one. And then you're just not.
Or you think you're going to be the guy who's going to change the room.
Yeah.
I had that last night. Are we rolling, by the way? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Might as well just do that. Last night, I did East Austin, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, it's 40 people in a house, and you know, I just had a great set. And then I went to Maggie Mae's, which is hit or miss. You've done Maggie Mae's. It is what it is, a bar
Last
show.
night it was terrible.
And it was doing fine. And then a couple people had bad sets, but I was like, well, yeah, they had bad sets.
Yeah.
And then I went up and had a really, really bad set. Like, I mean, like, bombed. Turned on the crowd, started making fun of these guys, who then started making fun of me back. It was not good. And you just think like,
At Maggie Mae's?
Yeah.
The guys it was like
the three white guys that were like,
and the one black guy?
Maybe.
It was last night, right?
Yeah.
I went up last night and it was 3 white guys and the one black dude. And I asked one white guy, I said, how many times you said nigga in your life? He was like, a lot. Like, more than you would like. And then his homeboy was like, he gave me the pass. He was like, I gave him the pass.
You know, it used to work like that.
Yeah.
It really did.
I mean, it still kind of works like that. But he realized that, like, he was like, he said, I'm cool with saying it. And I said, well, say it around me. He said, I won't say it around you. I said, you know why you won't say it around me? Because you don't have my pass yet.
Right. So
it still works.
The pass doesn't really extend very far.
No.
Yeah, it really is only, it's whatever room you're in if the person who gave you the pass is there.
Yes.
That's really all
Not
it
even
is.
that. And if it's so say I gave you the pass, right? You had the pass, right? And I'm cool with you saying it. You can say it whenever you want to. We locked in, we can say it. Everybody around me is cool with saying the pass. Now we go around different black people.
Yeah,
and they don't know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Their
not
pass
doing
has
it.
been denied.
Right.
The pass is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you look like a cop, like you do.
Yeah.
They'd be
Yeah.
like, he means it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I used to, like, my best friend was black, like, growing up my whole life, and then, like, my first roommate when I moved out of my parents' house was black, and it was you know, like 2013, so I was saying it all the time, and then you grow up a little bit, and you go, wow.
I never got given the pass, but
Never got a pass?
But I did get an Xbox for Christmas.
I don't think
That's
hilarious.
So it was
Never
basically
got the pass, but I got an Xbox.
So it's basically the same.
self-given pass.
Yeah.
It is.
My
it
parents
truly-
gave me the pass.
This might be, I don't know if this is somebody's bit, but it really Xbox, when you give anonymity to white people.
Yeah.
Is this a bit?
That's my.
It's you.
Yeah.
When you give anonymity to white people,
It's like a
on
social
the internet,
experiment,
It
yeah.
really is a social experiment.
Like, what happens if you give white people an alias like Sniper Wolf 38, and then like nobody knows who they are, and so everybody thinks they only see Sniper, and then it's like he's
all
gonna
they
say
do
the
is
N-word.
say the N-word. Yeah.
He's gonna say it
12 times.
I've heard
He's
the
gonna say it
N-word
12
more on
times.
Xbox Live than I've heard in all of your sets combined.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't even really play Xbox that much
how
anymore.
crazy that is.
Yeah, it is.
Because I say nigga every other word. on stage.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
the punchline for most of my jokes.
Yeah, have you ever, do you know Drew Illa? Black guy, black comic in South Florida, really funny. But I would always be like, every once in a while, he'd like host one of our shows, and I'd be like, you're allowed to host, but you can't say the N-word. And he'd be like, please, don't take away my punchline.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It was
Don't
like,
do that.
no, please, I need it.
You're gonna
But-
fuck me up.
Yeah. Dude, wait.
One second, why did you pull that up?
Oh, okay. God, this is why I love recording here.
Yeah.
Maryland school disciplining students for handing out passes to use racial slurs.
It's like a hall pass.
So here's the thing.
There's the kids selling them.
Yeah, they were passing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my homeboy did that.
Selling
He was
them?
selling
Yeah,
them?
he was selling them, yeah.
That's
How much does that go for?
Like he was just fucking around saying $5, and then
$5 a pass.
we would kind of just fuck the people up that bought them.
That's so funny because
That's a trick.
who do you if you're the school, who do you discipline? Do you discipline the people using the passes, or do you discipline the people giving them out?
You can't discipline an entrepreneur.
No, that's true.
You can't
That's a
discipline
hustler
an
mentality.
You can't discipline an
You put him in
entrepreneur.
business classes right away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
Because that guy, he's seen the demand for something, And he found a way to monetize
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You can't be mad at that.
That really does show you how bad white people want to say the N-word.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I will pay for it.
I'll pay for it.
I will pay for this pass.
God, that's so funny. And there's just like so many stories.
I love it's like a thing that always happens. Like once every 2 or 3 years, there's always like a video of like a white dude at a party who's like absolutely hammered, who just is like screaming at a camera, and then everybody finds who he is, and it's just like you're done for life.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
like
you
Morgan
kid him out of
Wallen.
university.
Yeah,
you kid-
Morgan
I fuck with
Wallen.
Morgan Wallen, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying it. And somebody was like filming him from like across the street.
Which is even
Hey, if a
crazy.
white guy can't say the N-word in his driveway, where can he say it? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Where
yeah.
can he say the N-word?
Do you remember the video of it's kind of old, of the teacher who used the N-word, and then he was defending using the N-word,
yes.
and he had it spelt out, so he was like, see, here's the ER.
Yeah.
I was saying, can I borrow a pencil? Like, he was saying it
How
on
can
the
a nigga
local...
borrow a pencil?
He
That's
was
just a
saying-
good bit. That's
he
just
was-
a good bit to be in front
He
of.
was on the
Do you
local
guys get it?
news.
Y'all seen that? Y'all seen him do that on Boondocks?
Yes.
Oh, they
Can you
did.
put-
This morning.
Can you put that up?
Such a funny clip. Yeah.
So they parodied it on Boondocks.
That's
how
amazing.
can a nigga borrow a pencil?
Yes.
The Boondocks is such a funny,
Yeah, how can
funny
bro?
show.
It's so fucking funny. And it's also, I forgot who played a funny comedian played a role in Boondocks and was just saying nigga the whole time. It was fucking hilarious.
I don't know the cast, but I know the show very well.
I forget.
It's so fucking
it was
funny.
a clip I seen on TikTok.
Willard.
Fred Willard was on that, bro. They had it behind the scenes. How can a nigga borrow a fry? How can a nigga borrow a French fry? That shit was fucking hilarious, bro.
It really, it's funny. I think like a lot of it's generational. Like old,
Look at the top.
Yeah.
The top thing.
the top.
No comments.
No comment on the Ty
top
Rivera
search-
situation.
Nothing's funnier than looking at like old search histories in green rooms, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's always like you can kind of guess who was in the green room before you based
That's
off of
funny
that
as
stuff.
hell.
Yeah. One time I went in and Big J Okerson was still logged in. And I don't want to attribute any of the things because it could have just been like people like me watching it, but there was some weird shit on there, dude.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, this
shit
is it.
hilarious.
You want me to play the volume?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Boy, you did that, Morgan. He says it every morning. Understand is that if it's so offensive to them, then why do they say it over and over again?
Hey,
Riley said the
making
N-word
points.
before you did that.
No. Keep going.
He says it every morning. He calls me nigga. He calls the other kids nigga. He calls himself nigga all the time. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga please. Bitch nigga, have you lost your mind? Nigga, check that hoe. Nigga, you bullshitting. Break yourself, nigga. He says it so much I don't even notice it anymore. Last week in lunch, Riley says to a classmate, can a nigga borrow a French fry? And my first thought wasn't, oh my God, he said the word, the N-word. It was now, how is a nigga gonna borrow a fry? Nigga, is you gonna give it back? My inside voice
So
didn't talk like that before he
fucking
got in my class.
funny. Well, the funny thing is like they didn't even have to write that. They literally just copied the actual video. It
Yes.
literally is that. That's the guy. Oh, dude, it's
Bro,
so
can you find
fucking
it? Oh,
funny.
go to behind the scenes. No, you gotta go. It's the behind the scenes of him doing it into like the what's the name?
Is Fred?
It's the
I
funniest
know who
shit.
that comic.
Fred
I can
Willard.
recognize his voice.
It's him doing behind. Oh my God, it's so funny. It was on TikTok. How does a nigga borrow a French fry? And he just, it's one of my favorite videos on the internet, bro. Nah, this ain't it. It's like,
Nigga.
oh, here you go.
Whoa.
Nigga. Big nigga left.
First nigga on the street.
Yeah, let's play.
Black. Trouble money. Mama. Nigga.
That's good. That's,
Bullshit.
that's
Keep it going, man. Keep it
so
going, man. Keep
funny.
it going.
Nigga, please. He my favorite nigga in the history of niggas.
Really, niggas was slaves. Niggas was chasing us.
Every red-blooded, blue-gone nigga. Drink yourself, nigga.
Ah.
Can a nigga borrow a French fry?
Dude, that's so funny, bro.
I fucking love that video, bro.
That's so
It's
good.
so great.
Yeah.
I fucking love the Bulldogs, man.
Yeah, dude, that was a good show.
We lost the best.
That was like Adult Swim had a run there where it was crazy.
Bro.
Adult Swim had like there was a time where it was like the Boondocks would be on and then it would be like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. You guys watch Aqua Teen Hunger
Not a
Force
lot,
growing
but
up? What about like Tim and Eric? Do you guys ever watch that?
Tim and Eric was
dude,
good.
that shit was crazy.
See, Boondocks is for everybody. Tim and Eric is almost specifically for white people.
It's very 12. It's very 12:15 on a Tuesday airtime, which
it's
would
like
just be.
it's like white kids who told their mom they weren't going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck off, mom.
I didn't watch that. I was scared of Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken.
When you were
freaked me out.
scared,
I felt the same
Yeah.
way about Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It didn't scare me, but it gave me like it just
Yeah,
gives
a
me like
visceral
uneasy
reaction.
vibes.
Robot
yeah.
Chicken gave me that. I shouldn't be. Like when I was talking, I shouldn't be watching this.
Yeah,
This is weird.
yeah.
What did you grow up watching for comedy stuff?
My mom for some reason didn't like me watching What's the Network, but she always let me watch Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up on.
That's what
always
only
cool.
Comedy Central.
Yeah.
If I was going to see Comedy Central was on, it was fine, it was okay. But I could not watch Cartoon Network after night.
Do you remember the first comedy like stand up that you watched?
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Really?
Not Kevin Hart, Cat Williams.
Yeah,
Oh, classic,
Pimp
dude.
Chronicles.
Pimp Chronicles.
Was
Yeah,
it the
dude,
one where he
so
comes
good.
out to Hustlin'? You remember that?
That was one of
when he was
the
in the green
Every
suit.
day I'm hustling.
green
and he
suit?
does-
Yeah.
I think that's
So-
a different special.
No,
but
that's-
Is it the one? Dude, but yeah, Pimp Chronicles was the best. My first was like Eddie Murphy's Raw, which is cool to be able to say as a stand-up comic, to be like Eddie Murphy, like Raw, when he's got
Well,
the
you
red suit
you
on.
kind of do Eddie Murphy.
I am. If you watch me, I'm pretty.
You are like
I'm
Eddie Murphy.
inspired by
Yeah,
Eddie
yeah.
Murphy, honestly.
Red shirts,
but
or
yeah,
red
that's
suits,
what I
no
watched
shirt.
first. But I don't even really remember it.
I
and
watched
I don't even.
Mike Birbiglia was my
Yeah.
For real?
yeah, which is like
That's funny.
kind of telling.
It is
because
very.
I'm just a white guy who talks about
It is
anxiety.
funny to be like, Cam watch Cat Williams, you watch Mike Birbiglia.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
Mike Birbiglia and Nick Swartzen were for sure though. Dude, Nick Swartz.
Bro, you
That's
guys
cool.
seen? I know I've asked you. You know, have you seen the video of Nick Swartzen fucked up in like a theater, and they like he's bombing so bad that they shut the lights off on him, and they have to like walk him out.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
doing. He
that
was
was
doing.
crazy.
Well, he was up in altitude, I guess. I think it was in Colorado.
Yo.
Where they were like,
He also has a drinking problem.
Like,
Let me tell
oh,
you
it was
what.
the altitude.
Let me tell you what.
That's such
As
a
somebody
funny-
who used to have a drug and drinking problem, you will blame anything. You'll blame You'll blame the air.
The lights
That's
were
what
too
he's
bright.
doing.
That's why I was so fucked up.
Really? He literally
yeah.
like I know altitude does affect people, but it's literally him going, the air was thinner. What a crazy excuse. Like
That's why
I got so
my blood so fast.
I got so fucked up that I got booed off stage by my own fans because the air was kind of thin.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's an alcoholic excuse right there for sure. But I know that's your boy. But
I only watched black comics when I was a kid. My cousin was a big comedy fan. He was like 2 years older than me. So when I go to his house, he just put it on. I just be like, oh shit.
yeah,
It was him. Oh, it was an earthquake special called About Damn Time.
damn
Yeah.
earthquake.
Nigga, that special is crazy.
It's about town.
It's called About Damn Time.
About
It's on
Damn
YouTube.
Time?
Got like a watermark on it.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite specials of all time.
I hear Earthquake is just like one of those guys that will like murder, like, because there's a difference between being somebody who's like a really strong comic, and there's a lot of famous comics who it's like they're strong, they're amazing comics, right? But then there are people
I could shake
who
a room.
just
Yeah.
lit like destroy.
Shake a room.
I hear that's what Earthquake is like. It's so funny. I didn't get in. It's
Bro, this shit is right
it's
here.
kind
It's
of
one of my
funny.
favorite specials of all time.
It's funny how like sitting with a black person and listening to them talk about their experience. I remember watching like mostly white comics growing up,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I came up on Earthquake. I didn't know who Earthquake was until like a couple years
By
ago.
Bruce.
Yeah,
Bruce
yeah,
Bruce is
yeah.
Same
another.
thing?
I knew who Bruce was because of the Lil Jon song.
That's so funny.
Like Short said, let Bruce hit it. Get crunk. Like that's like, which is funny because I did listen. I mean, I was listening to Little John when I was in 3rd grade.
What was
Yeah.
your first album growing up? That like or not comedy? What was your first like music album? that you got? Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy.
Holy shit!
Like,
what
you
year?
bought the
one sec-
CD?
yeah. What
my
ye-
mom bought it from me.
was that like? Was
That's
that like
amazing.
with like Crank That? Like when that was on
Yeah,
that?
course.
that's Soulja Boy.
Damn,
that nigga
dude.
was hot, boy.
Wait, did
How
she?
old were you?
Shit, 6th grade,
Fuck.
7th
Did she
grade.
let you? How old are you?
Yeah. How old are you?
24.
Oh,
24.
okay.
Oh, okay. You're not as yeah.
Did she let you buy the unedited version?
I don't know what version I had, but I know it was. I know that bit was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only CD I think I remember when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
didn't have too much. Everything else was like when my cousins would listen to it, shit like that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I never had my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Because my first CD was Get Rich or Die Trying.
By 50
Cent. which is an iconic thing. And then I remember one time, I remember convincing my dad to buy the Lil Jon and the East Side Boys CD for me.
Yeah.
And then we got in the car and put it in, and it was on for like maybe 20 seconds, and he was just like, yeah, we're returning this. And he did a U-turn. We had to go back to Best Buy and return the CD.
For real?
Yeah.
That's so funny, bro.
That's how it goes, man. They don't want you to listen to that.
That's so hilarious. And my mom was like, oh no, my mom was very overprotective when I was a kid, but she still let me do. I calculated what I wanted to. I just couldn't go outside the house.
Really? See, I'm the opposite. Like my parents were like watching like kind of how I was on like the computer and like the music and stuff. But during the summer, I'd be like, I'm leaving the house, and they'd be like, come back before it's dark.
Nah.
I used to like jump off. Like there was this creek that I used to swim in, which looking back on now is just like fertilizer runoff from all of the lawns.
Hilarious.
Like I mean, I'm like I should have cancer. Like I would just like swim in the creek. There was like a pole that you could climb up on and jump off of. And I remember jumping off of the creek and like landing on like a metal rod that was in the water. Like we would just do whatever, but you couldn't leave the house.
At my mama's house, I couldn't go around the corner. Now my daddy house was different. My daddy was like, nigga, just come back.
Yeah.
As long as you come back, you good. The best thing for me in my life was like my mama was super potato, but she was never home. She a flight attendant. So when I was on quick, I was guarded for like 3 days.
Right.
And then when she left, everybody else in my life was like, nigga, live a life.
Yeah.
Because your mama got you in jail, so when she gone, nigga, live. So when she was gone, I was doing the wildest, craziest shit you could ever imagine.
So you grew up in Orlando?
Yeah.
How is I don't know anything about Orlando.
It's cool.
And I don't want to assume that like
It's not Disney though. It's not like everybody think Disneyland shit. Disney like an hour away.
You're
so
right.
it's not close. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit happened. It was on fire. In 2020, the city was on fire. Niggas was dying left and right. But now it's back to being like.
What happened in 2020? Just because of the COVID?
Nah,
like
it
what?
was a bunch of beef and
Not
shit.
because of COVID.
Yeah, like
Nigga, I mean, that's another. I mean,
That's so funny.
that's real. That's real. Because they're like,
Oh, because it's an
rap
old.
song.
Oh, I guess there's a lot of old people there.
that would
No.
be a really funny
No.
way to
No.
describe.
That's
well,
that's
no,
what. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But
it
what you
would
gotta-
be a really funny way to describe
like gang violence.
Like yeah, like to be like 2020 was wild. People were dying left and right. Like the way you said it, and then you're like, yeah, the old people they were getting sick and dying.
Yeah,
like that's not how you describe that for sure.
Nah. I mean, cause I didn't even realize. I forgot COVID was even going on. Nigga was just not like
Well,
it was,
Florida. You know, we were all in Florida for.
Yeah, we didn't give a damn.
You
No.
came a
I
little
came-
later.
yeah,
but
I came in
I was in
after.
Florida for COVID. It wasn't even. Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. Nah, people, it was just like two parts of the city were beefing and they were like really close. So a lot of people were like going at it and shit. But yeah, Florida, my
really think about that,
parents
huh?
really saved me from like being a real like crash out. Cause if I wasn't in the environments I was in, I'd be in jail. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's just the person I would be in prison.
Now, if it wasn't for comedy, what else would you think you'd be doing?
I'd be in jail.
You think that
Cause
would-
I played basketball. Basketball saved me for a long time. Basketball
Right.
saved me from a lot of bullshit. And first, my mom was at. She took the divorce money and put me in the safest part of the city. Right, so I was good. My daddy was still like on the outskirts of the hood. So like I'm going back, and then my auntie, or I would go to my auntie house sometime. She was basically right there. They were basically like right by each other. You know what I'm saying? So I was like. It was just points where like if I didn't have basketball, I could have just been doing the wildest shit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But I had basketball.
Yeah.
When basketball ended, and I was like, what else I'm gonna do? So I started. No, what normal nigga just started trying to do street shit, but it
Right.
wasn't great because you can't try to be a street nigga at 17, 18. Is like trying to be an NBA player at 24.
Right.
You've missed so much shit already.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like these niggas I was serving with that was been serving since they were 12. They're just different.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it wasn't really gonna pan out how it supposed to. But if I kept doing what I was doing, I'd be in jail.
Yeah, it's so weird how different our lives were, but how similar it is. Because like I was the same way. I wasn't like selling drugs. I was doing drugs in high school, and basketball is the only thing that kept me for a while. And then it ends.
Yeah.
And then
Which fucking
shit got
sucks.
bad.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got my shit together and got to Florida, and then I started comedy, and that's like where it's like, okay, I have a purpose now. I got a thing to do. Where it's like I should have gone to jail. I mean, so many times. It's honestly crazy how many times I should have been. Like, and I don't mean like I was doing shit I could have gotten arrested for. I mean like I was like blacked out on Xanax with like heroin in my car, like talking to police officers.
Yeah.
And for some reason, something happened.
for some reason.
And shut up.
White guy.
And for some reason,
I kept not getting arrested.
The cops were just like,
This is your second warning.
stop goofing
Don't
off.
make me
Don't
count
do
to
that.
3 again.
Hey, stop. Yeah.
That nigga got a zip. We should go kill him.
Yeah. They're like, you're fucking lucky we got black people to shoot, or you'd be in big trouble, mister.
yeah.
Come on, calm the fuck down,
Yeah.
brother.
Hey, I'm gonna make you call your mom again if you don't
Yeah,
smoke
I'm
all the
not-
heroin.
yeah, it was a lot of shit.
If you don't smoke all the heroin, they make
It's
you
like-
sit there
it's
instead of
like-
smoking cigarettes, the whole pack. They make you shoot up the whole.
Yeah,
eight
they're
ball.
like, all right, do all that heroin right now, so I know you're not gonna drive with
Yeah,
it, because that's illegal.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, wash your mouth out with these Xanax
Dude,
bars.
I told
Yeah,
dude, so
that's
it's I
funny.
told
That's
him
funny shit.
I told him this the other day. It was the first time I've ever had like a bad interaction with a police officer. I'm walking down 6 because it's South by Southwest right now. So there's like they're barricading all these streets off, and I'm walking on a crosswalk in a gator, like those little like four-wheeler things.
Yeah.
Coming out. It comes between 2 barriers, and I'm walking. I'm halfway through the crosswalk because there's a sign saying the crosswalk like for pedestrians to walk, and this gator full of 4 cops pulls up, and I'm like in front of them, and so I keep walking, and then one of the cops goes, "Yeah, don't hurry up or anything," and then I was like, "Yeah, it's telling me to go," and then one of the cops gets out of the thing, turns the sirens on, and he goes, "Is that fucking better?" And then he's like, "Now are you gonna move?" And then I just like pointed at the sign, and he goes, "You fucking pussy," and then he got in the gator and they drove off.
Yeah, some cops are just
it's,
dicks, bro.
but it's also funny to be like fucking pussy and then get in and then put a helmet on and to
Get
be
in
in a four-wheeler,
like a four-wheeler with
It's
your
like-
buddy.
with
Like
your
hop on the back of
friends.
a four-wheeler and put your hands on the guy's hips, be like, pussy,
Pussy.
and drive
Dumbass.
off.
Yeah, you fucking pussy. I was like,
crazy.
It's
that was
funny they is a gang. Like that's the funniest shit. Like,
Yeah.
people don't realize that's a
Dude,
real gang.
It really
it
is.
actually
Yeah.
made me like, it was like one of those things where it's like, what am I gonna do? And I just have to be like,
can't-
all right,
You can't
know?
do nothing.
Because you,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna, no, fight me.
Well, because
It's
that's
like,
the
I'm not
thing.
gonna-
It's like legally,
Yeah.
you are. If you're not threatening them, you could go, "Shut up, you're the pussy," because you're allowed to say you have freedom of speech.
speech, right.
Could that guy fuck your night up pretty bad though
Yeah.
if he
Oh,
wanted to?
yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Bro,
So
them-
it's just like you just have to be like, "All right, you win, dude." Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
you got me.
12 just sometimes police officers ask, so I gotta remember I'm not. 12 is like police officers.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But you
Listen,
know you get it too.
Yeah.
Listen, did you get that?
I almost,
Okay,
I
good.
was like 2 or 3 weeks away from joining the LAPD, which is fun. When I
That's
got out of the when I
crazy.
got out of the Marines, I was getting out of the Marines, and they have recruiters who come down to the bases like every week that are trying, like LAPD tries to like recruit people at Camp Pendleton, and me and like 10 of my friends were like, let's do it, whatever. And they start you off at like $100K salary a year.
fucking
Yeah,
way.
it's California, so they give you like a fat
Yo,
check.
that's
and then they're
nuts.
like, you work 4 days a week and you like they pay for your housing and shit. And then I was like, all right. And I was like all signed up. I took the physical. I did all the exams and everything. And then the girl that I was dating at the time, she was like, hey, maybe you should go to college for like a semester before you commit to this. And I was like, no. I was like, this is the better option. I signed, and then I had like a date to leave for the academy. Like they like sent me a date. And then like 3 weeks beforehand, I just like woke up in the middle of the night with a panic attack. And I was like, I'd get fucking killed in LA. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to get my shit pushed in if I go to LA. And then I went to community college and started stand up. It was like the
so
polar
weird,
opposite
bro.
of what I could have done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
It's crazy how like it's crazy how like the decision to do stand up is such a silly decision to make.
Yeah.
But then it can change.
Your
Like
whole
for
life.
us, it can change. I mean, it's changed our whole lives.
Yeah, the
I mean,
trajectory
like-
of everything.
Like, and it's such a like. It's such a like. I was like wanting to do it, and then I went to an open mic, and I was too scared to even sign up, so I just watched.
How long did you want to do it till you did it?
Fuck, man. I mean, so here's the thing. I don't remember wanting to do it when I was young, but I had an ex-girlfriend who I dated in high school, like not that long ago, like DM me. She was like, it's so cool you're doing so well. I remember you talking about, like, I remember like hanging out at your parents' house watching comedy and you being like, I think I could do this. And I don't remember that because like for like 4 years I ate Xanax every day. So I don't remember like a lot of stuff. Like genuinely, I have a bad
I
memory.
think I could really do this shit.
Yeah, I'm just,
I'll be one of the back. I'll be fucking great at this.
I'm just like,
doesn't even look
look hard.
Eyes closed. This shit, right? I promise you, I can be a
fucking do this.
I
I'm not
could fucking
asleep.
do that.
I'm not asleep.
Honestly, I know.
But yeah, so I mean, but for a while, dude, like, cause so like I would go out to eat with my buddies every Friday when I got sober first, and I remember like holding court at this table for like 20 dudes, you know, and just like I remember like the first thing I remember the first time I wrote down a story because I was like, this would be really funny to tell at Chili's.
That's hard. No, that's hard. No,
Because I was murdering at Chili's.
That's
dude.
hard, no.
I was,
nigga.
and I wrote it down and I told it, and it did great. And then I was just like, fuck. And I
got the
started
bug.
looking into it, but it took me a while because like I was in West Palm and like I was like Googling stuff, and then it was like there's new faces at the Improv, but then like the date on it was from like 2 years before, so I was like, I don't know how this works. And then like I matched with a girl on like a dating app who had like comedian in her bio, and I was like, oh, I want to try this. She was like, there's an open mic at this place. I looked it up. That place wasn't even open anymore. So it was like months of like wanting to do it, not really knowing how, being scared to like really like, cause like if you really want to, I could have showed up at the Improv and been like, how does this work? And they would have been like, we have new faces. You can sign up, and if you bring people, you whatever, right? But like, so I was just like figuring it out, and then I went to a show. I saw a girl that I had seen host before, Jackie Sanchez. You know Jackie?
Funny, yeah.
And so I took a picture with the comic, and then I went to the Improv and like looked at all their tagged pictures, and I found her, followed the guy she was with, who was also a comic. They posted from an open mic. I found that open mic, and then like a month later, I finally was like, let's go. I got one of my buddies to come with me, and we just watched. And then the next week, I signed up.
Hell yeah.
You do a story your first time?
And then that's it.
Was it like a 5-minute story? That's what I think a lot of people do. Like,
sort of. I had some like jokes up top. Well, I told you this. Like, there's like I've listened to the audio of my first set, and like I'm like riffing up top. Like I'm joking about like The Room.
Crazy.
And I was like,
Crazy.
that's like it is.
to
now
be
that
like
I think
super
about
comfy
it.
to the point where you're like,
I mean, I was dying of like I thought I was gonna throw up like all day.
Yeah, what was your like?
I tried to do comedy for the first time when I was 17. I drove, and I'm from Iowa, so I drove like 2 hours to this place in Cedar Falls. And I got there, and it was a bar, and they wouldn't let me in because I wasn't 21. Yeah. So then I just drove back home, and then I went to the Marine recruiter office the next day and fucked up my life for 4 years.
Do you ever think about how different your stand-up would be if you had started when you were 17?
Yeah, but I don't think it would be good. I think that I just think that
The
military just hooked me up in a different way. It's a whole spiral. I would have, perspective and whatever, and it's just like set me up for more opportunity. Right. But it is funny to think like, if I let you in. If I would have went in, I probably would have stayed working at like Godfather's Pizza in Mason City, Iowa.
That's true. That's a good point.
Driving, I would drive like 4 hours to open mics in Minneapolis and shit. Like it was crazy where I started. It was like there was like 3 or 4, because when I finally started, I got out of the military, was in college, and then finally was like, fuck it. I saw an open mic pop up on my Facebook, and I was like, I'll just go do it. And then I tried, and I did good enough where I was like, I can come back and not feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
And it's like I hear stories sometimes where people are like, I didn't get laughs at all, then I still went out, and it's like that. I would never have done it. What about you? What was yours?
So it was so the funny thing, your story about you being with your friends. My cousins, I got 2 older cousins we would always meet up at my granddad's house. We were like 10, 11. My parents would like just take us to our grandparents' house, stay for the summer. And one night we was all in the same bed, and I was in the middle, and I was just telling them a story about my little league football team, and they was like dying laughing. And then the next night, my cousin was like, I got a ticket to the story again. I want to hear a different story. And I was like, what the? That was the first one I was like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. And so I told her a different story, and it was fun for that. And then when I worked at Foot Locker, when I just got out of high school, and I was just telling them stories about like my basketball team, and my manager was like, nigga, you should do stand up. Yeah. Like these are stand up stories. I'm like, that shit gay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That shit seemed dumb. And then one day we were like, bro, just go try it. So I tried it one night, and I had like a good set, but I didn't like the embrace I got from the other comics.
Yeah,
like
they weren't cool to you?
They was just kind of dicks. I was like, well, how do I keep doing it? Like, I would like to really keep doing it. And they were just like, Well, they were just being like, they were just real standoffish. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. And they're like, well, nobody really stays with it, so you probably won't stay with it. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck you then. And I just started serving. I just started, after that, I went real deep into serving.
Damn.
And then, I did that for like 2 years, and I was like really on my dick, and then I started doing stand-up
What
comedy.
were you
Wait, so wait,
selling?
one
I'm
second.
curious
I
what
want,
you were
yes.
selling.
So you, wait, I want to, so you tried comedy once, then
Yeah.
just went back and
I
started.
started comedy when I was 19.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
you did it once, and then
And I didn't
and
do
then
it
you
again
did
till
again,
22.
and then you just went back to selling drugs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what did you? Yeah, when you're serving,
What
it
were
means
you
you're
selling?
Weed
selling.
and pills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
weed and
Florida
pills.
shit right there.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
Florida
Yeah.
shit.
Big pills.
Weed, a lot of weed, and then just when somebody had pills, like, man, I got these pills, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I'm at my home one time, I said, what kind of pills? He said, they supposed to be perks.
Yeah.
Like,
I've done
well,
I've done many
That's not
perks.
good. Yeah.
It's
thank
not
you.
good,
It's
bro.
supposed to
Those
be
motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah.
When I was doing drugs, I remember I stopped doing drugs like right before everything was fentanyl.
Yeah.
Fentanyl was kind of creeping in, and I had done like actual like pharmaceutical fentanyl. But like,
Yeah.
and I remember I was like shooting heroin at this time. So my tolerance for drugs is
It's
like
high.
through the roof. And all I could get were these 2 pills. This one guy had 2 pills, and I remember looking at them, they were perks, they were the 30s. And I remember looking at them and I was like,
This ain't right.
they look like not right. The color's off, the print is a little sideways, whatever. And it was 2 of them, which at the time, if they were actually 30 milligram oxys, I probably could have done 6 of them. Like
Yeah.
like to have like a good high. It was 2, and I snorted them. And at the time I was shooting, which is like way more. And I snorted these things, and I woke up like on my toilet, like I was sitting on the toilet, and like my head was like slumped between my own legs, and I woke up to my girlfriend like banging on the door.
Crazy.
And I was like, damn. And I didn't even think about it for like a long time, and then like looking back, I'm like, oh,
No,
those were
shit.
fentanyl.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Most
fucking
definitely.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
bro.
crazy. The last day I was really serving. So I was doing comedy at the time, like a little bit. Like I was just getting really into comedy, and I talk about this shit a little bit on stage. But my homeboy who I was serving with, we was riding back with like 10,000 pills. Most likely it wasn't. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no. The thing with the amount of 10,000 pills is you can't get that many pills anywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
So they're pressed pills.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, they sell. They
There
distribute
are
them
people
in
who
like
sell
30
real pills, and they
30
have
days.
like, you know, back in Florida before probably like you were selling, and before I lived there, they had like the pill mills where
Yeah,
you could
which was
go
crazy.
from
And get
place to
real-
place.
but it
and
was
get
never 10,000.
It was, you get a script of 90 here and
Yeah.
90 here and 90 here. You know how many of those you have to get 10,000?
Yeah,
You
so
know,
we
you
was
can't
riding
do
back
it.
with 10,000, and I'll never forget. I was driving the car, and the nigga, somebody else I was with had like a warrant out for their arrest.
Yeah.
And so where I'm from is like, if you with somebody that has a warrant out for their arrest, you do not stop. If you driving the car, you don't stop. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Cause then you can fuck them up. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was on like a one-way road, and it was a car behind us that was kind of treading like pretty close. And I was like, man, that car don't look right. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't look. This shit don't look right. And then my homeboy said, "Nah, it's just a regular car. I don't think nothing of it. I'm like, this nigga is too close to us right now."
Yeah.
And then I'm driving, and then he cut the lights on, and it was 12.
Yeah.
And then he just went around us because we were going too slow. And when he cut the lights on, my heart sunk to my ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I was finna start hitting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I was like, well, I gotta get him out of here. And then, dog, and that was the day I was like, oh yeah, but this ain't it.
No.
You know, and after that day, I took comedy 100%
Shit, dude, that
serious.
gave me goosebumps, bro.
Yeah, I took comedy
that's
100%
crazy.
serious.
Yeah. Well, you have to. I mean, dude, like that's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Being in a car with somebody who has a warrant, evading police with 10,000.
Oh, I'm in jail
press
for
Yeah,
pills,
that's
you're-
15 years.
I mean,
15
dude,
years.
you're
Yeah,
gonna be in
that's-
jail for, especially if
I'm
it's
gone,
fentanyl,
bro.
Dude.
and they test it and it's all fentanyl.
Oh,
So
we're gone.
I
Yeah.
have
We're
a,
off the street.
one of my neighbors growing up. He started doing like the music festival scene and shit. So he would
Yeah.
go to like those like EDM concerts.
Yeah.
And he started getting like synthetic acid delivered to him online from online.
Yeah.
And he got like 4 or 5 sheets delivered to his house. And then he was going to, I think it was called Electric Forest up in Minneapolis.
Yes.
So what he
I've
did
heard
was
of that.
he cut up these sheets into individual tabs, and then he was putting them in little baggies to sell them at the festival. And his stepmom came in. Have I told you? His stepmom came into his room and found all this shit and like freaked out because he had like that, and he just had like whatever. He had like fucking Vyvanse and shit that he had stolen from like, or had
Yeah.
like he'd like sold or bought or whatever. So he had like all these drugs that she wasn't familiar with. White girl in Iowa doesn't know what the fuck's going on, so she freaks out and just calls the cops immediately. Well, it turns out he had like it's like a what is it, a Schedule 1 drug,
and he has them all separately
bagged up, and it was like and he had like over like 350. So he was like 16 years old and facing life in prison because of it, and like it was crazy. Like he got arrested. He went through this whole court process. He was in prison until he went to jail until I think he got out when I was 25 when he finally got released on some like weird deal.
That's white shit.
And now he's
freak out so much that you call the cops on your own kid.
For like synthetic acid that he bought online, and it was like crazy.
I had weed in baggies and shit, but my mama, I had like a little locker in my room, and I had like baggies but I put the weed in, and it was like in the shoe. My mom went through my room and found the baggies, and her first thought was not my son is selling drugs. Her first thought was my son is smoking crack.
What?
First thought my mama had.
Really?
Called my daddy. He's smoking crack.
That's crazy.
My dad goes, if he has them baggies in the room, I don't think he's smoking crack.
Yeah.
And she's like, he has 100 baggies in the room. Are they in another bag? Yes. He's not smoking crack. He might be selling crack, but he's not smoking it. That's crazy. Like, no, he's smoking crack.
That's
he has to be smoking
funny.
crack.
That's funny because that fits your mom being like overprotective and like that's because she's worried about you, and then she finds out she's like, he's smoking crack. Fuck.
Smoking. Like we have TVs at the house.
Yeah, exactly.
We still have hubcaps on all of our cars.
You
What are we talking
not
about?
smoking crack is because all of your belongings are still here.
Everything in the house. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. Oh, when I started doing heroin, I was stealing everything from my parents.
That's hilarious.
And at the time, it was not hilarious. But
it's funny now.
It's hilarious now. Well, it's crazy. I got caught. My mom like randomly showed up to my first apartment, which was like right after I started selling weed, and found like I had like a quarter pound in jars, and I had a scale and all this shit, and I showed up. And it was all gone. And then she called me and she was like, you have to come home right now. And I'd like just moved out. Like I was still like a high school kid basically. Yeah. And so I went home and they were like, you have to stay here this weekend. Like we need to figure out what's going on, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. The next day, cops followed my roommate into our parking lot and basically searched his car. They found a leaf, like this small, and they had been like watching our apartment, and they were like, we're either gonna arrest you for possession right now here, or you can let us in your apartment. And he let them in the apartment, which is crazy.
Fucking idiot, arrest me.
And they found I didn't have anything there. I would have, but they found like an eighth, and he had like a little scale and like our pipes and bongs and stuff, and they kept going like, we know it's here. We know there's more here. You like tell us where it is, or we're gonna like tear this place up. And he was like, this is everything. I don't know what you're talking about. And then like he gave them consent to go into my room, which like I don't even know is necessarily legal, but whatever. And they went in, but there was nothing there because like 12 hours earlier, my mom had been there and found all this stuff. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's like serendipity.
Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say I should have been arrested. Like, did I get away with stuff because I'm a white guy? Yes.
But your mama did save your life.
My mom saved my life more than once, but like that was one of them where it was like crazy. And then because they showed up looking for like a big bust and all they found was like a little bit of weed and pipes, they just took that, and then they were like just remember, we know that you guys are here, and they left. They didn't even arrest my roommate.
Crazy.
It was fucking wild.
That's funny
bro.
to be like.
And then we kept selling weed out of that apartment. Stupid as fuck. Absolutely insane.
Dumb as hell.
Absolutely insane.
Some shit got busted. Me and my homeboy wasn't there, and we just had to switch traps. But that was the but like you gotta switch trap. You can't just
see. Well, that's the thing is we didn't have traps. I had an apartment that me and my roommate Albert rented. You know, and our parents were co-signers on the lease. Like there was no trap to switch to. You know what I mean?
That was vacant. I mean, one trap I was at for a little second, it had like a vending machine. I was like, y'all niggas want to go to jail.
They had a vending machine?
Like a light up vending machine.
Vending machine, like leaves and shit.
With
like
drugs in it?
Yes.
Oh, I was
like
thinking.
vending machine, but like inside the house with like maybe an eighth or some shit like that. You want to pop in real quick, nobody there. Yeah, get a little eighth or something. And then they had like just the backwoods and shit. Like you niggas, this don't look like a house, bro.
Yeah,
that's so
we
funny.
We sell drugs.
Also,
what are you
like,
doing?
Yeah.
Like talk about like an integrity system too. It's like
Bro.
bring a crowbar and you're set. You're set.
Bro,
So
my
funny,
first
bro.
real joke I wrote on stage was like my homeboys get mad at me. My homeboys got mad because the trap got raided. But like, they were like, how the fuck the police find the trap? I like, nigga, it's a brand new Corvette outside, a house with no garage.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How did the police find the
It's
trap?
so funny, dude. There is no discretion because I've bought drugs from so many houses like that.
Crazy.
Where it's like it's on the south side, like literally like I think like Migos are the one who like really like termed the name like Bando or made it like, but it's like really abandoned houses. Like it's for real like plywood over the windows that's like spray painted and shit, and it's like you show up there and then there's like a Trailblazer with like 24s on it. And it's like, this can't be the only fucking car in the driveway. They're gonna know.
How did what are you doing?
Exactly.
Nigga? It's ridiculous.
It's funny. But
Yeah, it's funny. Your dad, your mother today, your mom say doing that. My dad, I mean, one time, really my sister, though, we had robbed these people at the Florida Mall one time with some people. I had did some. This never happened, by the way. This is all jokes.
Yeah. This didn't happen.
Satire. But
These are all props.
and I called after it happened, I called my sister and told her like that was just funny to me. I was like, we just robbed, nigga, it was crazy, all this and that.
Yeah.
And she told my dad. Now at the time, I didn't know who told me. I had no idea. So I called my sister, told her what happened and shit like that. And then I was just laughing about it. She laughed about it, but she freaked the fuck out. Like out the phone, she
So
started
you
freaking
thought
the fuck
she
out.
was like, oh,
Cool.
that's funny, but then
So I'm playing basketball and my dad called. My dad is the funniest nigga in the world. He's super cool. Never hit me when I was a kid. Like real, like just live your life, have a good time. And he called me like, what are you doing? I like, I'm playing basketball. He said, when you done playing basketball, bring your ass to the house. I like, what are you talking about? I get to the house and he was like, oh, you over there at the mall trying to rob people and shit like that? Boy, your ass will go to jail. And I was like, I don't know what you talking about, but I didn't do that. And he said, I know people at the mall. I said, who you said? Trust me, I know people at the mall.
Hilarious.
For 2 years, I had no idea my sister told. I was like, what are you? He said, I know people that be at the mall. They saw you with them boys over there. I know the fuck you were doing. And I asked myself, I said, do you tell dad? She said, why would I tell dad? That's crazy. A couple weeks ago, my little sister got caught smoking weed. And then she was like, she said something. She was like, why you gonna get mad at me? Came to sell weed. And then she said, and Kaya snitched on him.
That's how you found out?
That's how I found out. Like, what the fuck?
That's so funny. It's funny too because she there's like levels to why it's funny because she's also snitching.
Yeah.
You're also telling
You're
on me.
also telling on. Yeah.
Classic move. Just start
That's so
snitching on
funny. Just
everybody
Tell
and then you get
everybody,
in trouble.
your son robbed people and he was selling. What are you talking? He mad at me. Go get the nigga that was. He's doing good now.
Yeah.
It would be funny if your dad did that thing, or if you get caught like stealing it from like a convenience store, where you have to like go back and put the item back. Your dad makes you drive.
I go back to the house. Here y'all
Here
boys
you
go.
go.
That's so funny because I stole mints from like a CV, like an Eckerd's or like a CVS with like my friend's parents, and they made me go back in, and I emptied them into my pocket, so they made me go back in.
Yeah.
And I've robbed people before. It would be very, very
To
funny
do the same thing.
to have to
You
be
get
like,
back in there and you apologize right now.
Here's your $500. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Oh, fuck, here go that pound again.
Yeah. I
I
didn't mean to take that.
apologize, y'all boys.
I will say this. Doing drugs, quite a rush. Selling drugs can be a rush. There's no rush like robbing people, dude. There is
It is
getting
insane.
away with a lick and then just like realizing the come up you've had. I'm like actually getting goosebumps
The
right
best
now
feeling
thinking
ever.
about it, dude.
Riding back was like, nigga, we just made so much
Yeah.
in like less than
Dude,
30 minutes.
I'll never forget. I don't even know if I think I've talked about this. I don't know the statute of limitations, but whatever.
I think none of this is
It's
real.
satire law.
None
yeah.
of this is real.
Satire law.
This
We're
is a comedy
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, none of this is real.
Google satire.
I used to.
Talk
Well,
about
this is
anything.
the only reason I'm worried about it is because I
Google
did
age
this.
of consent.
I did
Iowa.
this.
None of these are real stories.
I did this at a I made this story up at it when I was working at a UPS store.
5
Yeah,
years.
what's
Oh,
up?
you're good.
And
Oklahoma.
this guy I knew from like just like I don't even know, from like the circle. I bought weed from him, what stuff like that. Came in to check, like they have like PO boxes there, and he came in to check it. And I was like, and I would like get into people's like packages all the time because you hear a rattle. I would find like pills and shit like all the time, weed like constantly. And so I saw his mailbox, and then I looked in his file, and the ID that was on file was another guy who I also had bought weed from before. And I was like, okay. The next day they get this big priority mailbox, and I was like, I already know what's in that. And I hit it. You have to like wiggle by the cameras. I open it. It's 2 family-sized boxes of cereal, and then you open the boxes of cereal, and it was like 2 pounds of weed and like 2 ounces of like wax. And I was just like, I put it in the trash, and then I was like, I gotta take the trash out, and I threw the trash in the like big bin outside, and I called my girlfriend, and I was like, whatever you're doing right now, you have to stop. There's a bag in the dumpster behind my work. You need to be here now. And she was like, what's going on? I was like, there's 2 pounds of weed in the dumpster, and she was like, I'm on my way right now. And like, it was
That's like a heist.
It was, yeah, it really was.
She the best. That's hard.
Yeah,
Shit.
she was a ride or die. I mean, she was kind of crazy, but
Yeah,
like,
that-
you know,
you
I was
gotta be-
also,
Yeah.
I was also selling drugs and addicted to pills.
For
at the
you to go
time.
2 pounds, she'd be like, yes.
She was like, I'm on the way. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
that's
was
the
so
best.
excited.
Hell yeah, nigga.
I didn't ever do anything cool like that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to.
I didn't fucking.
You did cool stuff. You served in the military.
You were in the military. You served for our
You know how to
country,
break
bro.
down a
Yeah,
gun.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
look what all we were doing while you were serving for our country, trying to protect
You guys are
us.
having more fun, dude. You guys are
Doing
I was
the-
just getting
the
yelled at
crazy
by
shit.
dudes.
But now we all do the same thing. We just tell jokes.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Isn't that funny? It's
A
like
heist.
you served in the military. I used to be a drug addict and like rob people and shit like that. I used to sell drugs, and now we're all just like,
Hey,
you guys
guys.
think this is funny? Like,
I
What's
gotta
the
joke
deal
about
with
my dick.
cum?
Y'all think about
Yeah.
to joke about my dick and think it's funny?
I'm going to talk about coming.
Coming. That is good. That's
yeah,
a
man.
good.
It's crazy how this is bring people together. I mean, when I first started doing comedy, I was real like standoffish towards people. Because I was just from where I was coming from, it was just like I can't be happy.
Right.
I know I want to do comedy, but I can't be no happy go lucky.
Well, you
nigga.
don't want to be the silly guy
Yeah, it can't be no silly
when you're
dude.
doing something that's like pretty serious. I guess
Yeah.
it's probably the same thing in the Marine. I mean, you know, there's funny people in every walk of life, but like you don't want to be like the goofy fucking guy.
Yeah.
In the
Anything,
Marines
anything.
or in the trap house.
No, I think
Yeah.
in most
You know what
things
I
you don't
mean?
want to be. I think most things other than this, you don't want to be the silly guy,
Not at
right?
all.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking.
But then when you're here, you're like,
I'm the silliest boy.
I'm so silly.
Yeah.
Let me do an act
Yeah, this
out.
made. I mean, I really found my people. I remember before the rock shit blew up ever.
Yeah.
I did a show in Temple, and there was a show outside the gimmick, and there was rocks outside, and I was throwing them at the train track, and then I found a rock that I thought was cool. I took it inside, and this one I really was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I said, I tapped somebody that was another comic. I just went, look, this cool rock I found. Shit dope. And then he went in his pocket and was like, look at this one. I was like, this is it.
That's crazy.
I'm where I have
You know
to
what's
be.
so funny is like I used to forever. I carried a rock in my pocket
Yeah.
when I did stand. I don't know what it is.
But
I
rocks are
don't-
dope.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
they
know.
are.
You guys are just autistic.
No, but like for real, like for years.
You
and
guys are
then
like, I just like the feeling of it.
I lost it in Tampa. I think I might
remember
have.
you-
You
I
remember when I
remember-
lost it?
I remember you
And I was
freaking
talking,
out
I was
about it.
talking to this white girl, and she was like, well, stones and like crystals and shit like that, they serve their purpose, and then eventually they stop serving their purpose, which is probably why you lost it. And I remember being like, all
No.
right, okay.
Do you still carry
fine.
rocks?
Yeah, mother. I got one right now.
That's so cool.
I was gonna. Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, cause like,
That's good.
it's funny cause people like, if people find me and they see like, they like, oh, you like, this is dead ass, this just me.
How
Yeah,
many?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
how many people give you rocks?
Oh, every day.
Yeah,
Is that like your?
I
Do you do
imagine.
merch with rocks?
Yeah, I sell
that'd be
rock.
dude. That'd be the best. You,
It's
sell,
so
you still sell
funny.
rocks.
Yeah. Which is
That's
full
hilarious.
circle.
Here we go.
That's great.
Yeah.
Full circle.
It's meant to be.
Sure,
That's
this
so
had
funny,
to happen,
dude.
bro.
That's so funny.
You ever? This is the thing that I used to do all the time. You ever take small rocks and throw them at bigger rocks?
Nah.
We used to do that outside of an
That's what
open
we would
mic.
do at
We would
mics.
put a big rock
We
on the
played-
ground, and then each of us would stand and throw a rock, and whoever hit the first rock.
You really-
Boys are so simple, dude.
Yeah,
we
that's
really
all that
are.
men
Well,
need to have
like
fun.
we had a cone outside of one of them, and it was 2 cones, and we would try to flip one of the cones on top
Up
of
to
the
the other,
other.
of course.
Classic.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that was
yeah.
that was hours of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the things that men need to be entertained are really
Not anything. You
nothing.
you put us in a room with a stick, we'll figure it out.
yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah,
Dude,
Something
I,
happened.
I really want to talk because like I've been telling people this, but I haven't like relived it with you.
Yeah.
The fucking kava
Okay, yeah, what's
competition. Because like people ask me all the time, like like when I say I'm from Florida and I moved here, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, did you come with Cam? Like, is it like because you inspired a bunch of people in your area to move out
Yeah.
here? But I always like jokingly, I'm like, nah, like I didn't even live really, like I didn't even really live where Cam lived, and like we stayed in touch over like Instagram and shit. But I was like, and I'd only actually met you, I think, that one time.
Yeah, before that.
And I tell people, I'm like, my claim to fame is gonna be like, if this doesn't work out, my claim to fame is gonna be that I beat Cam in a comedy competition at a kava bar in West Palm Beach for like 8 people, 2 of which were his dad and uncle.
Yeah.
And like, I remember that because so that night I remember it was like a thing that I didn't even think I should be doing. And it's so funny when you look back, you're always like not as funny as you thought you were. But at the time I was like, this is like kind of a no win for me because it's like, if I do win, I got like $100, which is great.
Was it the one that Corey put on?
Yes, you did it.
Yeah,
you did
yeah,
it shortly
yeah.
after you moved there.
I won too, guys.
You do 2 rounds. The first set is 3 minutes, and then if you pass, the second
crazy.
set is 5 minutes. And I remember being like, if I don't win, I'm going to be furious.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, but you're going to win. And then I remember meeting you outside, and you had come from Orlando, which is like a 2.5-hour drive, for what could have been a 3-minute set if you didn't pass, which is crazy. And I remember being like, that's fucking nuts that this kid did that. And then I remember watching you, and I remember being like, fuck, he's actually good. Like I remember being like, I have to try, like fuck. And then I think we made it to like the final 3. I don't think you even got second place, which is
I got third place,
which is criminal. I
came in third.
I forget who beat you, but it was somebody who.
I don't remember who beat me, but
it was somebody like that.
I came in third place, and I was like, that's whatever. But it was a cool. I mean, 'cause I was doing shit like that the whole time. I was going. I went to Miami, nigga, with my homeboys for it was a show. My homeboy, I was at my later house, and he was like, bro, I got this show in Miami. I'm going there tomorrow. I said, I'm gonna go with you. He was like, all right, you can come out there, nigga. Bring your ass on. And me and my homeboy drove out there, and it was nobody in the crowd.
Yeah.
0 people.
Doing comedy in Miami sucks.
Dude,
Bro.
doing comedy in Florida can be brutal
You used
sometimes.
to do that. So you were always, well, you kind of have to travel a little bit in
100%,
Florida.
no
but
matter what.
But I mean, I never went up to to Orlando for spots.
Your
So,
dad came with you to a lot of stuff, huh? Because
he comes to everything.
Because he was,
cool.
because he met him and I met him when we were in
He
Dania
comes
Beach.
to everything.
He bought everybody ice cream.
Tony.
He's the man, dude.
And my
Yeah,
dad's the
we went out
best,
to
bro.
get ice cream after that show. That
That's
weekend.
funny.
My dad is the best. I mean, I'm telling you, without my parents, bro, I'd be a horrible human being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be a good person. You feel? My parents are like the reason I'm such a like I'm this guy. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I shouldn't have been this nice. You feel what I'm saying? My parents are great people.
You were definitely like put in an environment where you could have, like, if you didn't have.
Well, my mama tried so hard to get me away from it. She did her best. And then with my dad, same thing. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I'm around people that doing the shit I think I want to do. I'm going to do this.
I always think, dude, there was this guy, played AAU basketball, and there was this guy, Trey Payne, who was like the most freakishly talented basketball.
What's his name?
Trey Payne.
That's a sick name. That's a crazy. That's a
super sick.
That nigga should be a rapper.
And he
That's an
was
athlete name.
so fucking
Trey
good.
Payne.
And the coaches always tried to keep him on the team, but like his parents or his mom specifically was a very like he ain't shit kind of guy, like just like treated him like shit. Like recruiters would call his house and she would like be like, you don't want none of him, and then like hang up. Or like, I don't know why you would want him, blah, blah, blah. And then like, you know, like years after like we, you know, go to college and shit like that, like you can see gang activity on Facebook. And like you can, it's like easy. Him and there was one other guy like this. And it is crazy because it's like, damn, if he had just had
a little bit of support,
a parent, like, and the coaches tried to support him, but it's like there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And it's like if he had a parent who was like, oh, you're calling about my son? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. He probably could have gone to college and like got a fucking scholarship and got a degree or whatever. He could be playing in Europe or he could be in the fucking league. I mean, he was so fucking good. Yeah. And it's like just that one little thing.
That's all. Yeah, that's it. That's all you need.
Just like having the support
system.
Yeah.
My dad comes to everything. Every show I do with Tony, he's always there.
Did he
That's
move
awesome.
out here, your dad?
No. Yeah, no. He just hit me up like, hey, listen, nigga, you making money now.
Get me out here. That's funny, dude.
That's great.
Dude, what, like, I mean, I'm sure you've been asked this a lot, but like, bro, what has that been like to be like, because you came out here and then like a couple months, it was just like, and it just keeps going. What has that been like?
It's been cool. I mean, it'd sound crazy if I didn't say like, I mean, I thought I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you moved out here. That's why you moved out here to do that. So it was happening. You probably weren't like, oh no. You were like, yeah, this is why I came out.
You had the
This is why I
trajectory
moved.
that I think everybody thinks they're gonna have when they move, where they go, I'm gonna blow up right when I get out there. But you actually did. You know what I mean?
More like, cause that was too. Another thing was like, I just really like, man, I've been a hard worker
Yeah.
my whole life.
Right.
And so when you give me something with behind a purpose, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go get that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So for me to for this to happen, it's just like, oh, I mean, cause it's insane. Like it feels crazy. You feel what I'm saying? I just thank God, and I'm just happy that I know I'm doing the thing I want, but I can do. But it's like, I mean, I feel like the tip of the iceberg. God willing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So. Yeah, it's crazy though.
That is like the thing with comedy is like we're very, very hard on ourselves. I remember it being at the Kill Tony, the New Year's thing where you performed for like 4,000 people.
Yeah.
And you were like, I bombed. And I was
hated
like,
that
what
shit.
the fuck are you thought you just performed in a arena?
I hated it.
And I know, and like it's like because that's the comic brain. But then you also have to believe like, yeah, but I should be in this arena. Like,
Yeah.
it's like they both have to exist. So, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you're like, yeah, it's happening and it's crazy, but like, this is what I've thought.
This is what I want to happen.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm
100%.
saying? Like, I think I didn't see it going no other way. You
Yeah.
feel me? I knew I wasn't going home.
Yeah,
You feel me?
right.
I knew I wasn't going back.
No.
That was never the option. You
No.
feel what I'm saying? Even when I was like, I was telling my homeboy this shit. I was telling my dog this shit. He wanted to go home, but I was telling him this shit. When my mama kicked me out of the crib when I started doing comedy, just because I wasn't doing shit in my life and nothing was going on. I went to my dad's house, and my stepmama was like, hey, nigga, you been here for a year. You been doing comedy for a year. Ain't shit pop. When you leaving? And didn't tell my dad. It's like, when the fuck you getting out of the house? And I could have easily went, well, I'm just going to go. My mama's house was the easy route to go home. But I moved in with my lady. I mean, my lady broke up. I had cheated. I'm a cheater. When my lady had broke up, yeah, I'm not the best guy.
It's okay.
And I cheated on her and shit. And then she kicked me out, and I had nowhere to go. You feel me? And so
Yeah.
the best route would have been to go back to my mama's house, because that's always the easiest answer. You feel what I'm saying? I just went to my cousin's house. She stayed in the project, stayed with my cousin in the project, kept doing comedy, and I moved out here. Like, I just won't go home.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's so funny, dude. I got broken up with, and then that's what got me here,
Bro.
too. That's...
I mean, I think.
Am I Kam Patterson? Should I go on Kill Tony?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, nah, breakups are the best. I think breaking up are the best shit, because it's like, that gave me enough. Cause even before I left, I called her. Because my dad was like, when I came here to visit, I did like 12 shows in 6 days. And my dad was like, you not going back home. You're not going back to stay with your fucking cousin. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You'll be fucked up if you stay with your goddamn cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, just come out here. And I was like, well, I'll just wait like 3 months. He was like, fuck that. I'm paying your rent for the first 3 months. You go out there, you get a job, you figure it out. You good. And I was so scared, I called her like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if this the right play. And then she was like, leave. Like, this is the right idea.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's also crazy that before that 3 months was over, you were already...
Yeah,
it already happened.
Yeah, it was.
Damn, that's so nuts,
I
bro.
think 5 months in, it was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
This is it.
Well, I'm happy. Like, obviously, like, we weren't like best friends, but like, it was cool to watch somebody who I'm like, that's like a funny person that I know that
Yeah.
I remember being like, that's a fucking funny, like, because in Florida,
It ain't too,
we're few and
and
far
far
between
between, yeah.
of like funny people. So it was nice to like watch you, and then and everybody assumes I moved out here because of you, even though I think I had the idea
I get
first.
that all the time,
but,
too, yeah.
it's,
You
it is
you know
what
what's
it is.
crazy? A million people had the idea before me. I just
You were just
can't-
the one that did it.
I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, but I my dad, nigga.
Yeah.
I wasn't finna come. I was
Right.
finna wait 3 months, bro.
Right.
If my dad wasn't around, I was gonna wait 3 months.
Yeah.
And then, who knows that this would have never happened.
Well, dude, that's like, I mean, dude, it's so crazy. That's like, I got broken up with, and then
Yeah.
like I was like crashing with friends for a little bit, and I already had the idea. And then once I got broken up with and I wasn't like permanently staying in a place, I was like, Josh, let's get the fuck out there. And we did. And it's like, I would have waited until probably like January was the idea. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, I've already done so far. I've already, I've like hosted Fat Man. We got our own fucking show. I do like, all, spots every fucking
Yeah.
week. Like, it's like so many things have already come from it. It's like, damn, what if I had stayed for just a couple, like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we were just getting out here right now.
Oh, dude,
That'd be nuts.
insane.
it would all worked out, but the
Yeah,
way
no,
it works
well, but
out,
it's-
but
this
it's so
is-
crazy to think. man.
Everything is, yeah.
Yeah, this place rocks, dude. I mean,
It's the
I'll
best.
Shout out to Austin, Texas.
yeah, dude. I'll represent Florida all day, but
This place is
this place is the shit.
Florida make you a decent comic. This place will make you known.
Yeah.
Like, people know
Yeah,
who
that's a
you
great
is.
way to put it.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like this place will put you on the map.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all you need as a comic. Is the people to know you so you can keep going.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And that's what Austin did for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad. I'm glad y'all niggas came. 'Cause I mean, it's cool when you know other funny motherfuckers is like, oh yeah, y'all gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like more people that came from Orlando, like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers, they're gonna be fine. 'Cause I've seen these niggas, you know what I'm saying, crush. Same with y'all. I've seen y'all niggas obliterate. It's gonna be a great road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's like scary coming out here because it's like, oh fuck, like there's so many good people. And
Oh,
then
but
you're
that's what's better about it.
Yeah,
that's what I like
100%.
better. Than,
It's so nice. It's so good.
I knew I had to leave Florida because I would go to mics and stuff, and I wouldn't be scared of nobody going up and murder.
There's no pressure.
I've said this. I've told him this story, but when the first night that we met, when it was at the Improv, you were up and you were hosting for Ali Makovsky, and then I was featuring. I was sitting there and I was listening to the pop. So the first 30 seconds, I don't know. I'm not going to do your bit, but that thing where you go out there and you look at the crowd and you're like, a lot of white people. That thing, and then whatever. The first like 30 seconds, I was sitting in the back and I was waiting, and I just heard like this huge pop after like 30 seconds of silence, and I was like, oh fuck. It was like the build up, and then I just started hearing you rip, and I was like, I have to go. I had to completely switch my set last second because I was like, if I started the way that I was planning on starting, I would have been in a hole right away. It was crazy. So it was like, that was the first time that I ever felt like, fuck, I need to switch what I'm doing immediately. And that was like and so that was like a cool, and then to see, and then I was like, damn dude, this kid, and then you came out here and fucking took off, and I was like, nice. I wasn't just like freaking out for now. I was
Great. Yeah, it is nice like when you're like worried, like having that experience with a comic, and then they come and they do like amazing things. You're like, okay, it was fine. That's what should have been happening. It was really funny. That's obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But that is the cool thing here. It's like, I mean, not every comic is amazing here, but like there are lineups where you're like, I've got to be really good.
You can't. Yeah, tonight I'm not doing new shit. Tonight I'm gonna do all the shit. I have to crush tonight.
It's like I feel like this was like when we was at like high school, and it's like a Division I college.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like be the best player, and like you know, like I was one of the best players on my high school team, and like we won state, like we were a good team, but it's like that didn't really even translate to like getting me very far. You know what I mean? But like here, you got to be on your fucking game.
On your P's and Q's.
And then there's pro, like me and you
like
know,
real
professionals.
Yeah. Just fucking like niggas that I seen you when I was a kid. Like,
right.
I'm still doing it, still murdering.
Absolutely.
So it's like, that's crazy.
Well, dude, where are we at?
We're at an hour and 3 minutes.
Cool. I think that's good, man. Unless you have any other, you got.
We can do one. Let's do the questions.
Oh yeah, do
we
the
have
one question. I'm curious.
Yeah.
You can ask it. That's kind of your question. The animal
now I got
one.
two. The what?
What's
the animal
the-
one. Yeah. If you had to pick one animal that you think you could fight, like the
Like,
strongest animal,
The strongest animal that you think
the
you could
highest
fuck up.
tier up on a food chain, and you think you could fuck up with your bare hands. What do you think it would be?
Like on a food,
Like hand to hand.
a bald eagle. Put me in a room with a bald eagle, I'll fuck a bald eagle.
You think so?
That's some
How big-
un-American
can you
shit,
Google
dude.
how
That
big
actually pisses
bald-
me off.
I'm pretty-
man.
yeah,
How dare
honestly-
you be that unpatriotic? You're gonna fuck up a bald
Yeah,
eagle,
not
bro.
in my fuck. Not in this
Not
fucking.
in our
Not in this
country.
goddamn
The first
room.
thing
you
I
know?
thought, the first thing I thought about was like, okay, I can't fuck up a bear. I'm not gonna fuck up a mountain lion. I'm not gonna fuck up a jaguar. You know
See,
what
I
I'm
think a
saying?
mountain
A
lion.
mountain
I
lion, I
think I
think
could
you
fuck a
probably
mountain
could.
lion.
Think you
up.
fuck a mountain lion up?
Oh, they're
I
only
do.
14 pounds. Yeah, you could fuck up an
I'm
eagle.
fucking up a
You can fuck
but
up an
the
eagle.
top of the food chain of that.
The
I'm
question
fucking up a bald
is,
eagle.
are you
nigga.
in a closed room or
Are
are
you
you
in a-
like out? Because dude,
No, we're in a
if
closed
that
room.
eagle could fucking swoop down and claw you,
Nah,
I
closed
mean, you
room.
might be fucked.
Closed
Oh
room.
yeah, then
I'm
you probably
stepping
be
on the
fine.
eagle.
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah, you're stuck.
Damn,
I'm
dude.
stepping
By the way,
on the eagle.
that's like a $30,000 fine.
Oh, dude, no. If you fuck up a bald eagle, you can go to jail.
Yeah, you can
Hey,
go to
look,
jail.
I love America. America's the best place on earth. I love America, but if I had to pick a top prime animal, I'm fucking up a bald eagle.
I think you
Yeah.
can go above that though.
What do you
Holy
think?
shit!
you could-
$100,000.
$100,000 to fuck up an eagle?
I hope you're making real money, dog. That's crazy because you're doing a year, road work, and you had a $100,000 fine.
Hey,
Wow.
man.
Just workshopping bits in a cell.
How I feel about this right here? What is going on?
Your roommate's like, shut the fuck up.
I
Your
will fucking
cellmate-
stab you. Please stop. Please stop fucking
What's the
talking
deal
to
with the
me.
chow hall food?
This shit disgusting. I'm gonna fucking shake your
Yeah.
ass.
What's the other question?
The other one is, all right, if you had to compete in one Olympic event, what do you think you could do?
Oh yeah.
Curling.
Curling? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I like that.
I'm not fast. I'm not as fast. I'm not fast as Olympic race. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
can't do the pole vault shit, and I can't throw shit far. But curling just look, nigga. I can.
don't know.
Nigga, I can curl.
Do you have the
I would
flexibility?
say-
You have the flexibility for
Here's
that?
the thing. I know
Bro,
that there's a
what?
picture of one up there, but I don't think that black people belong on ice,
He
man.
not black. That's not a black
No,
guy.
there's a black guy right
Oh.
there. It's like
Yeah.
What team is that?
Jamaica.
Kenya? Where does he practice?
I tell you what.
I'm just.
It's like in Cool Runnings where they practice like on the dirt hill.
Yeah,
It's like that.
Probably makes him better, man.
Yeah.
He's probably
He wants it more.
He wants it way more.
So fucking
This is the first
funny.
time seeing real ice, nigga.
Yeah, he's the
He
big
really
leagues.
want this shit.
Yeah. Look at Steve Harvey over there. Do you
What?
see that? Go to the right. Go
That's
to
crazy.
The very right. That it says Arsenio Hall, but that's Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey. Arsenio
Black
Hall's
curling
black
bit?
curling bit versus Steve Harvey's black curling bit. What?
Whoa.
Can you click the link, please?
Please,
I've
God.
got to see what this
Please.
is. If there's a video of Steve Harvey curling, I'm gonna freak out. Oh, there is it them like comparing what? Next thing we know, we're gonna be downhill skiing. We ain't even gonna need skis. You know us. We'll be out there in church shoes. Hilarious.
That's so funny to read without like a cadence.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we'll be out there in church shoes.
you know other sports, the white sports. This is okay. So they're doing
Bits. They're doing bits.
Is this play? So this article is like breaking down their
and then he got
bits
to
about
curl.
it.
He got to. Oh, here it is.
There you go.
Yes, please,
Bro,
please,
I'm
God.
telling you, I fuck
What if
up.
he's-
I do really good in curling, dog.
If
Okay,
if
so
Steve Harvey can do it, I guarantee you're probably way nastier at
I'd
it
probably
than he.
be great at curling.
Yeah.
nigga.
If Steve Harvey can be good at it, you could be great at it.
okay,
He's not in his prime anymore.
Nah, I got that shit.
His
Look
knees
at-
are cracking when he's doing this. You know what I mean?
See, this is what I'm saying. I don't look at that. Can't be good.
Nah, but he ain't really.
No, he
really-
doesn't have it.
He ain't got. I tell you, bro. I got.
I
that
truly.
shit.
Here's the thing. I truly believe that black people are very athletic. I just don't know that you guys belong on ice.
Nah, I don't think we belong out here. That's crazy.
See, look at
was the
that.
thing.
Look, he can't even stand up, dude. This is so funny.
Not
I
going.
think you. I believe in you, but would you be the one
Can you
doing
ice skate?
that, or would you be the brusher?
Bro, I want to be the motherfucker with the ball.
Yeah,
Give me the ball at the fourth quarter, nigga. I want
Of
to get that
course.
bitch to go in.
Yeah.
The Steph
course.
Curry of
Yeah.
stuff curling.
Let them do the brush. I'm telling you, I snap. Y'all ever play that game that's like curling?
Bocce ball?
That's
Nah.
what I was thinking too. That's why I remember.
Nah, the game that's like standing up, but it's like
Oh, where you have like it's like sand
Yeah.
on the
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking that shit up.
It's like
the
shuffleboard,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
They have those at bars and
that's
shit.
curling. That's all that is. I snap
great
on some.
point.
I snap, bro. I go crazy. And if I fuck up, I can just blame it on the white bitch just fucking pushing the shit.
That's
yeah.
a great point.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you
They
can
clean.
blame it on
They
the-
cleaning too good.
That
They're
wasn't me.
cleaning
That
too
was
good.
them. They fucked that up. Bro.
Yeah.
That wasn't even my fault, bro.
What do you think the hardest position to curl is? Do you think it's harder to be the sweeper or the place guy?
It's got to be harder to be the sweeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also think
Because the
it's gotta
sweeper,
be
because you
harder to
fuck
be
up,
the
I mean, it's
sweeper.
all on
It's
you.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
they should have like kids from London in the
That-
1400s doing that.
That's so funny.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, that's a very Josh thing to say.
William Blake reference.
Yeah.
Anybody in the my English literature
See, this
majors
is
got that
Jamaica,
joke.
and half the team is well part of a
How
fourth
the
of
fuck
it.
is there an Asian lady on the Jamaican team?
I want to watch an Asian lady
A-
speak in a fucking Jamaican accent
Dog.
so fucking bad.
Dog, that's
Holy
crazy.
shit! Silver medal for them too.
Not gonna hold you. They just found anybody they could find.
Yeah.
They didn't even. They were
They
like,
found-
okay, fuck it. She in
They
Jamaica.
found people who are in Jamaica and
Yeah,
gave them
at-
citizenship.
This is great.
Now, do you think that would you ever can you? I don't know how the rules of Olympics. Can you go from like if I wanted to just join like, let's say I can't make the Olympic team for America for like skiing, but I know that like Zimbabwe doesn't have a good skiing team.
You have to
Can
be
I
a
get citizenship?
citizen.
Can I get citizenship and then compete for Zimbabwe?
It's probably something in the clause that say you had to be a citizen of at least so and so.
Yeah,
years.
That's
yeah.
a good point because then you just have
It's like an AAU team at that point.
Yeah.
Well, fuck,
It's
I'm
like,
just gonna go over here
I'm
and
gonna
play
go
for
over
these.
here.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
Well-
Well, Cam, we
Well, tell
appreciate
you what, yeah.
having us on.
Yes, thank
we
you so
would
much for
ask you to
joining
plug
us.
your stuff, but I don't think we're gonna help. So
I mean, I just
Cam Patterson, everybody.
thank y'all
Yeah,
so much, man.
I would appreciate you coming, man. This was fun.
Thank y'all for having me.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Triple F Podcast.
Triple F Podcast, new episodes.
Patreon.com/Triple F Pod.
Gang
Also, check
shit.
out our YouTube, Good Girl Studios. Watch our sketches. We have new stuff coming out. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah.